25 years is the maximum sentence. 3 different charges, and we'll take you through each one. Count number 1, false statement in the purchase of a firearm. That's been disputed by his attorneys. Nonetheless, that's count number 1. Count number 2, another false statement to a licensed firearms dealer. Remember, he signed that form at the time. And count number 3, possession of a firearm by an unlawful user of a controlled substance. This is really the heart of the defense's case. They're arguing that you cannot prove that he was an addict at the time when he got the gun. Let's take it over here and we'll talk to the judge and get some expert analysis with you ladies right now.
Yeah, it's great to have you here, Judge, because so last night on the 5 when we left, just towards the end, you said you thought there would probably be a verdict, certainly today, maybe even before noon.
Yeah.
Do you still feel that way today?
Yes, I do, because as everyone has been saying, it's a straightforward case. The evidence is clear. You know, and what Abby Lowell is proffering to the jury to try to get the defense to buy into their version is, well, you don't have any real pictures, you don't have this, you don't have that. You know, we don't know that he was using at the time. We didn't see any cocaine on the counter when he was filling out that form to get a gun. But the truth is that it's rare that you hear a defendant's voice bellowing out in a courtroom talking about how he is addicted to crack cocaine. I mean, the evidence here is so overwhelming, it's almost pathetic that the defense is arguing what it's arguing. So it all comes to, and I heard you in the earlier hour, it all comes to the issue of nullification. And the issue is whether or not the Biden family sitting there staring down this jury from the start, from jury deliberations, is going to make this jury uncomfortable. And, you know, I don't know if there's such a sympathy component to this. I know that Ashley's been running out in tears, one of the Bidens. But at the same time, when the jury looks at this in the deliberation room, they've got a guy who's addicted to crack cocaine based upon his book, the text messages, his girlfriend, his ex-wife, and, you know, this Zoe Karsten, as well as his voice. And it's clear that that's the issue. Do you want someone who's addicted to crack cocaine to be running around with a firearm? The answer is no. And, you know, when Abby Lowell says, oh, they don't have pictures, well, who brought up alcohol addiction? When did that come in? I haven't heard any evidence of that, but he wants you to buy into that.
So Lowell's quote is, the lack of photos can speak more loudly than what was spoken by her under a grant of immunity, talking about his former girlfriend who was on the stand. I found this interesting. Leo Weiss yesterday apparently opened up his whole closing argument by saying people sitting in the gallery are not evidence, pointing to them. Biden family members, you may recognize them from the news, but none of that matters. What did you think of that strategy?
It was brilliant. It was necessary. It's an experienced prosecutor. The family is the elephant in the room. You've got people in this small town in Delaware. Everybody knows the Bidens. You've got the First Lady of the United States. You've got Secret Service all over the place. You've got all these identifiable players dressed to the nines, all lined up in a unified front, when in reality it's a dysfunctional family. And the jury's thinking, gee, you know, he's probably okay now, they're going to take care of him, or he's over it now. No, he's not over it. He wrote a book. He's got a laptop. The laptop that same family wanted you to believe was a lie is now a central piece in a federal case before a federal jury. So, you know, let's get rid of all of the smoke and mirrors here. Here's a guy who's a crack addict who went to buy a gun, who got the gun. His girlfriend, his brother's widow, who he's having an affair with, throws the gun out because she knows he shouldn't have that gun. And the Biden administration is the administration that added years to, in 2021, to anyone who files a false application to get a gun. It went from 15 years to 20 years. That's Joe Biden who did that. That's the Biden White House that did that. And now, all of a sudden, Hunter shouldn't be held accountable like everyone else. He's not above the law.
Plus, the White House, they'll have the president, you know, participating in a gun safety event later today.
Of course.
And like if the shoe were on the other foot, you can imagine what they would be saying. Yes,
you can. And, you know, there is no mercy when it comes to, you know, Donald Trump. But the reality is that this is clearly a case where I haven't seen evidence like this in a case. I really haven't.
Really?
This is so solid, it's ridiculous. You've got the defendant's voice in the room bellowing out that I was addicted to crack cocaine. You've got the girlfriend, you've got the ex-wife, and you've got the widow. I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy, but you know what's not crazy?
What?
The 5. I mean, it's a little crazy. But we'll
Can
see.
be.
We're a little
It can
crazy.
be
And I know that-
Yeah, have you been in New Jersey lately, Dana?
Yes, exactly. But then the verdict could come down today. I know you're here for everybody. You're going to get to hear Judge Jeanine's thoughts as soon as that
Thank
is
you,
done
Judge.
and read.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for being here.
Take care.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.